Ha! 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 Ha!
Why is it muted?
I was muted for some reason. I don't know why.
Can you hear us
But
both
you should
now?
be able to hear both of us. Can somebody confirm? Can someone confirm on our YouTube show? That's terrible, but there's some of you guys actually stuck through this.
Oh my gosh, sorry. It's
Can
been
anybody
5 minutes of silence for you guys.
Can anyone confirm that they can actually hear us on YouTube? Please don't assume someone else is going to wait for you. In case you don't know, we also do our show live on YouTube. It's a cool chance for you to interact with us. Okay, now you can hear. There
Cool.
we go. Hi, guys. So we every Wednesday, the show also goes live on YouTube where you can interact with us and say hi and everything else. So people that have been sitting through and listening to this with absolutely no sound deserve shout outs.
Yes.
Rosa's here, and Mike, and V, and Zaria, and Tiny T,
Hey.
and Johnny E is on, who's in the building, by the way, right now. And I think that's it right now. So thank you so much for joining the show. So your mom will do gummies, but your mom won't smoke.
But but also I don't know.
That's not what it's about.
No, it's not. That's not what it's about. Okay, it's about family time. I did make a request because I was like, obviously we like to have fun, and I know we're gonna be like drinking on the beach and doing our thing. But I was like, I really, because sometimes we can have too much fun having too much fun.
Yeah.
That I wanted to go to like snorkeling or some sort of like family activity. So we're gonna do snorkeling and like whale watching and stuff like that.
But that's all. Is that all you have planned though?
Those activities, yes. My dad is going golfing a couple of times, like because I have an uncle and aunt coming as well. So one day they're going to be going golfing, and then me, Butter, and Garage Boy will be able to do our own thing for a little bit.
What does that look like when you say do our own thing? What do you think that you'll be doing in Hawaii? I'm just trying to figure out.
Of like what the three of us are going to do?
Yeah, like what does that look like?
It depends. My sister, probably like shopping and like going to the shops and stuff since my sister's into that kind of thing.
You're in Hawaii.
No, I know, but like I feel like my sister's going to want to go whatever like the town where all like the shops are and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if anything, I would rather get that out of the way with me and her versus like dragging my dad along.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it can be like enjoyable.
Like, are you guys? Do you think you're there for how many nights? You're there for a week.
Oh.
Let's just say 7 days, 6 nights. Let's for a reason. Just
we might do a luau, obviously, because like
Oh.
we've never done.
fun.
Yeah.
Those are so expensive, by the way.
I know.
I hope you realize how much money that's going to cost.
Well, no,
They're not cheap.
my dad's on the fence because he said that they were actually kind of whack, so
Yeah.
he'd rather go to like a local spot or something.
Yeah. So for our YouTube show, by the way, in case you're wondering, we're talking about we'll be off until the 20th of 16th. Sorry, did I say 20th? The 20th. We'll be back after today's show of April. We'll both be in Hawaii. How many nights will you be fucked up? You
Like
and
drinking?
your family fucked up. Like to a drunken state, you think?
Why are you saying that like it's a negative thing?
I'm not. I'm just wondering
because it's not.
Because we're totally different.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have two totally different experiences while we're gone.
Well,
If you had to assume how many nights you'll be drunk,
at least. Well, it I think I don't know when we're going. Probably like Thursday night. Probably Thursday night. Chill Friday night because Saturday is gonna be like the early, like rise of activities.
Okay.
Probably Saturday night, Sunday night, and then I don't know. Whatever happens.
at least
But it
4
depends.
nights.
It depends, though, because if we're day drinking, we could all take naps
That's
and then
true.
wake back up and do other stuff. I
want
don't
you,
know.
I want you to keep count because I'm always kind of curious because Jess's family loves to party. They really do. So I'm just trying to figure out like how many of those nights on vacation can one actually
Party?
It
just depends, too. It depends. I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to let, we're easy. We just go where the wind takes us.
I got to ask the question too because I'm sure I'm honestly kind of curious too. What are the odds that Garage Boy is going to propose to you when you're in Hawaii? Now you gotta admit it makes sense. There's a lot of things that line up here that we feel like would be necessary for a proposal, right? We assume that Garage Boy is going to do it when you're around family, right?
Yes.
Okay. We also assume that you're in probably the most beautiful. Wait, you're going to which island, Maui?
Maui.
Oh, the best.
Yeah,
There's not a better place on earth than Maui. Swear to God. It is my favorite place on earth. So beautiful. So romantic. I'll give you things to do. It's so
Please. Yes, do so.
amazing out there. It's life-changing. Honest to God, life-changing. So what do you think the odds are that Garage Boy will propose on this trip?
0.
0. That's
Because
it
no,
can't be
because
0.
no, let me tell you. I think it's 0 because everything you're saying I agree with and you're not wrong about. But
Yeah.
there's one missing piece: his people. So I don't think that he obviously I want to be around family, but like so does he. Whether in like his family, like some family, but like some friends are his family. You know, like he's an only
Yeah.
child, so there's some friends of ours that are like his siblings. So I feel like when that does happen, I feel like it's more realistic to think like something like that would happen at home where there would be people, you know, from both of our sides versus just me and my family. Because honestly, I think that would be a beautiful gesture, but I also feel like he'd want to share that with people that he's close to too as well.
So you don't think it's going to happen? And YouTube, chime in here, because I think Jess is being a little naive.
No, I don't. No, I really feel like I don't think
he'll propose until both sides of the family are there.
I think not just family, but I feel like he's gonna want some of his people around as well, and I totally get that and respect that.
Now,
and,
hang
and,
on.
and I want that for him too, because I don't think it should just be like just me and my parents and my sister. I feel like he's gonna want to share that experience with other people that he's very, very close to.
Can we call your dad?
Sure.
I would love to ask him about that probability. I think it's way higher than
My poor
0.
dad. He's like, huh?
It's at least, if I had to guess.
Yeah, we can talk this over with him if he's available.
If I had to guess, I would say at least better than 60% chance you're going to be engaged. 60% chance.
No.
Can we call him?
Okay.
Do you want to dial him over there and just pick it up over here? I'm going to tell our next guest to see if we can stall a little bit. Can you do... am I wrong, YouTube? Am I wrong by thinking that? Am I wrong by thinking that there's a much better chance than 0 that he's going to actually propose? I can't wait. Her dad, by the way, her dad is like super hella protective.
Immediately, he's like, what do you guys
Not
want?
happy about this?
And he's
Okay.
like, what do you guys want?
Let me make sure this is all going to work out.
Make sure he's not on the air.
Yeah. Last time we put him on the air. Remember that?
Yeah.
So bad. So listeners could only hear what he was saying.
You're like, ah.
It had to be so weird. Okay, let me make sure.
Hello.
We're
Is he
out.
on here? Yes.
Yeah, we're out there. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Dad.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
I'm going to bring up a topic that's going to make you feel a little uneasy.
And I get to tell him my idea and the probability into this as well.
But I want to get your percentage of probability of something happening in the near future, okay? We're sitting here talking. We're talking about your amazing Hawaii vacation, which happens a week from today, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
I asked Jess the question. I said, okay, you got to be honest. There's a lot of things that align here that would look like a proposal is about to happen, right? We're in probably the most beautiful place on the face of the earth. We have a feeling that Garage Boy is...
No, not we. You.
I have
say.
we have a feeling that family is probably it's not going to I think family's going to be near and around when this thing happens. I don't think that it's going to happen when they're just over here in Maryland by themselves.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
think that's going to happen.
eating crab dip. He's like, hey, want to get married? No, I don't think that's how it's going to be.
But
He might.
He might. We don't know. We don't know what he has in mind. But I think there's a lot of things that could look like they've been together now for 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of things that add up here to could be a proposal. Now, Jess tells me there is a 0% chance that he is going to propose on this trip because she thinks...
Let me tell you my reasoning, Dad. I say there's a 0% chance that he proposed to me in Hawaii because I feel like that it's just us, you know? Like, you guys are there, Butter's there, and I feel like he would do it, and it would be more of a realistic situation when, like, he has people that obviously he's close to us, but, like, his people there as well. I just don't think that he would... I feel like there are people that he wants to share that moment with and not just us.
That's Jess's reason of 0% chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're okay. Take it all in. Digest it. What do you think? What percentage chance do you think that Garage Boy will actually propose on this Hawaiian vacation?
Well, prior to this phone call this morning, he was not on my radar at all. I mean,
You
it was
weren't even
nothing
thinking.
I was even thinking he would do it.
Yeah.
But given now the opportunity to digest and think through what you just said,
Yeah.
I think I would agree with Jessica. I think that he would want, if and when not if, when, sorry, bub, when he decides to do it, I think he'll do it in kind of like the communal way.
Right.
Like what was your friend's name who did it at the restaurant? Chauncey.
Yeah, no, same.
Right?
I think it's going to be like
Yeah,
that too.
I think because he's so close to his friends, I think he would want to share that moment not just with us, but I think with them too. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
But you still put a 0% chance on it? I mean, 0 means
I don't think so.
Like
I don't,
no
I don't
chance.
think so. I don't. Yeah, no chance. I think no chance.
Jess, can I ask your dad a question without you listening?
No, I want to listen.
No, I really want to talk to him about
I don't
something.
fucking trust you.
No,
I promise I won't say anything, but I get to hear it.
I don't feel comfortable asking it around you.
You're so whack.
I swear to you, because I don't
You're
don't
fake.
want to.
No,
I'm not
say
fake
it.
at all. I'm not fake. I'll say it's
Say it.
It's not involving you. It doesn't need to involve
You
me.
have to say it. He's my dad.
Can you trust me?
I have to
talk
listen.
to your dad?
I have to listen to it.
I can't.
You're
can't.
so lame.
Because I don't want you to know the answer. I don't want you to know the answer. I'm just genuinely curious about something, but I don't want you to know the answer.
No.
Okay. Then I'll text you later, Mike.
No.
Okay, you got it. I think. Hey, Kramer.
Yes.
I have a slight idea of what you're going to ask me.
Yes.
And if I am right, the answer right now is no.
Okay.
You guys are so lame.
It's every guy knows what's happening right now.
You guys are
100% of guys know what's happening
lame.
right now. 100% of guys know what's happening right now. Okay, that is my question, and I think I have the answer that I need.
Which is why I was not on my radar.
Got it.
So
Okay, there we go. That's all we need.
Right.
We've said enough.
All right,
on this. All right. Hey, you guys have a great trip. I know you've been planning this for a long time, and I know you guys miss each other. So have a really good time.
Thanks, Kramer.
All
Love
right,
you,
Mike.
Dad.
Bye, bub. Love you too.
Bye.
30% chance.
No.
What do you think I was going to ask your dad?
I don't know. I don't know. You talk shit. You're like, so.
Who'd want to marry this dumbass? Am I right?
Yeah. You're like, so. You're like, do you actually like him or no? You hate him, don't you?
No, it had nothing to do with that.
And he's like, yeah, I hate
Nothing
him.
to do with it. But I get the feeling like your dad likes Garage Boy.
Oh no! I mean, he's totally like a part of our family at this point. I think
Yeah.
my mom loves him more than she likes me sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's because she always wanted a son. She made that very clear. So now that she has that some sort of like part in her life now, it's very obvious.
Because she wanted a boy.
Yeah.
So you feel like that's kind of like filling the void.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious.
Can I tell the podcast what I was going to ask without you listening?
I think I know what you're gonna ask.
Well, what do you think? I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I'm just curious what you think I'm going to ask.
If he has asked my dad for permission
Yeah.
for my hand in marriage,
So what does that? How does that
and
make
what
you?
my dowry would be.
How many goats must one trade for this woman's
What
life?
is the dowry for me to
in her
marry
heart.
Le Jessica Renee Dutra?
Okay, well now obviously you know the question and the answer. How does that
Which I figured.
How does that make you feel?
I don't think I could see him asking my dad in person on this trip. I'll give him that.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think he would like call my dad just because Garage, one, he's respectful, and two, he's awkward. So so
Equally 50-50.
which means I feel like it has to be in person.
Yeah.
For him.
But you think they could easily have a conversation on the trip?
Yeah.
Will you let me call your dad back alone and ask if they had the question, but you can never listen to this podcast, the next episode?
After the fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't listen back. Because I don't want to ruin this for you.
No.
But I think that we collectively are curious.
I'm not. I mean, in a week and a half from now, I'm not going to remember. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 71, I'm going to call Jess's dad and just ask the question if they talked about marriage at all. Because you think there's what % possibility you think
Oh,
it's
wait,
gonna
I don't
happen?
want to be here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to listen back to the episode.
You're going to add it like after the fact?
Or you're just going to, it can be at the end of the episode. You can just leave for a couple, or you can't hear anything that's going on anyway. You're in your own studio.
No, I know, but I don't want to like be around.
I mean, how am I going to record it then?
I don't know. How about you just text him?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then I'll just get the text back and I'll try to act cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
And that question, if Garage Boy had, what happens if he said yes? He has talked to me about it. Would you then assume that there's a way better possibility that could happen? Still no.
No, because my dad makes a good point. One of our really good friends, the way that engagement happened, like I could tell that just of how much he wished he was there. I know that
Mhm.
that's something that he wants to.
Okay. Well, there you go. So the long or the short of this is we'll be off until the 20th. And when we get back, I will text Jess's dad and ask the question.
Do you have his number?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I think I do. Which is like, yeah, we text all the time.
No, there's no way. There's
Why?
no way.
Why?
I actually, I think for your sake, maybe just do it on IG.
Why you think he'll text me all the time?
Or like, well, because
Comment about the
like
show.
today,
He loves, he loves
like
commenting
today,
with the show.
he was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that position.
All right, next episode we'll check in and we'll see what's happening with that. Okay, so I'm going to give you a fair warning. This next part's not going to be the easiest conversation to have, and it's I don't feel comfortable having it, but I feel
Like I want the clicks, so
no. It's not even I want the clicks.
I'm
it's
just
like
joking. I'm just joking.
I just
I feel like
we
you're
share
more
our
comfortable.
lives.
You're more comfortable talking about that kind of stuff in this kind of setting.
Yeah, 100%. So take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll discuss. My therapist friend Leah's on too in just a couple seconds. All right, so let me get Leah on. Who's actually you can actually see there she is.
Hi.
Hi, Leah.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Just hanging out.
Leah's
Can you see Luce?
Aw.
is she in the background? Where is she? I can't see
Yeah.
her. Oh, there she
She's
is.
on the- yeah.
Luce.
She loves that I get to work from home a lot these days.
So
Aw.
Leah's my therapist friend, and Leah's been coming on the Kramer and Jess. I'm sorry, the Certified Mama's Boy podcast now for a long time, right? I need to see actually.
Oh my God, Leah, your skin looks fantastic. By the way,
Does it?
yeah, your skin looks really beautiful.
I think it's a lighting. Thank
Leah,
you.
Are you hearing
Mhm.
yourself back now? I bet you are, aren't you?
I am.
So it's gonna have to stay that way unless we call you. Can you deal with it?
Should we call?
I'll call you.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird bouncing back. Okay, I'm gonna call you back.
Okay.
Bye bye. So sorry. That was gonna look really good, I think, on YouTube with all of us on there.
I
But
know.
bummer. All right, let me call her really quick.
Why does it do that?
It's a long, boring story.
Okay, it's fine.
It's not worth it.
Is it like that every time? It wasn't like that with Mystic Michaela, or was it?
We recorded Mr. Michaela on this computer.
Okay.
I'm recording over here, not
Oh,
thinking.
on the same.
So I'm basically feeding her audio back to her,
Okay,
but there's
okay.
a delay, so it's
Okay,
really hard to.
I got it.
All right, so let me call Leah. So Leah's a therapist, and she comes on my podcast, Certified Mama's Boy.
And she's been here. She's been on our show too. So I feel
Yeah,
like we're
you know
you
Leah,
guys know.
you know.
Leah.
But anyway, if you're new, she's a therapist, and she lives in San Diego.
And she's fantastic.
And she's great, and she actually just started. She went off like a big girl job, like she's doing it by herself.
Hello?
She has to work for somebody else.
Aw.
Hey,
You're talking about my big girl job?
yeah, your big girl job.
Yeah.
So
Yay,
know.
Congratulations.
she is now.
Thank you.
She's like her own thing. Like you used to work for somebody, but now you're doing your own thing, therapy wise. I think it's because she got so big because of Certified Mama's Boy blew up,
Okay.
and she couldn't. The fans
Right.
were trying to get to her.
Because there's no way she could have achieved that on her own.
Without a
right.
man's help.
Right.
It's only Kramer.
Yeah,
That's the only way.
without a mega superstar backing you, it'd be really
Okay.
hard for a woman to achieve such things. I know.
Jess is like, let's wrap this part up.
Yeah, right.
Let's wrap the yuck up.
Yeah.
All right, Leah. I gave you a little bit of a heads up of what's happening today, but this is Jess doesn't know what we're talking about at all, and I'm gonna be honest.
Jess doesn't know what we're
No, she
talking
does. She has
about
no
at
idea what we're talking about right now. So
all? Okay.
there's something I don't talk to you about because I love you,
Mhm.
and because you're like my little sister, and I have an immense amount of self pressure to make sure that you're happy at all times. Put that on myself. I don't feel that from you at all. Because I feel like this was an opportunity that presented it to me. I suggested you move your life across the country, and
But yeah, you suggested it, but it was my choice.
It was your choice.
I chose to take.
It 100%. I'm not saying this is your pressure. This is my thoughts.
Mhm.
That's how I'm gonna feel. 'Cause I'm always gonna look out for. I did when we lived in the same damn city.
No,
Like
I know.
I had this sense of like looking out for you.
But if
right?
that's something that you needed to hear again, just remember that I made that choice.
I know. I'm really depressed.
Hmm.
I haven't been doing well, and like I hide that from you when we come in and do the show because I just want to keep the train running, you know?
Mhm.
To a point where I am considering, like, I've been in therapy now for forever. And I am considering starting medication, antidepressants, to like try to get these feelings on
Mhm.
track again, because it's just getting to a point where it's just getting a little too heavy. And I wanted to bring Leah on today because, Leah, I try to be really transparent with mental health because especially men,
Mhm.
we don't talk about it. As much as I don't want to talk about this, I feel like it's almost important to talk about this.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of everything. Like, why am I depressed? It's just a little bit of everything. It's the last 4 years combined into a ball, and for some reason, I just can't seem to get to a place.
Catch your breath.
Catch a breath, right? I've been hesitant to get on antidepressants because I've tried them before, and they were. Oh, I'm never going to talk anybody out of it, but my experience was everything just kind of became neutral. Like, I didn't really feel low anymore, but I didn't really feel high either. There was no real joy. Everything was just kind of like cool. Like
Did you feel like your emotions were like blunted? Like you felt
a little bit. I would say instead of going between an emotional 8 and a 10, I would go between a 4 and a 6. Like 2 being a terrible one, 8 being a high. I would just go between like a 2, like a 2 and a 6. I'm sorry, a 4 and a 6. It just kind of leveled everything out. But I didn't like it because I didn't really get.
Can you do you feel anything, or it like keeps you from almost feeling anything because you're trying to avoid feeling like the bad parts?
Yeah, I think I think it just took away the highs too. So that wasn't worth the trade off for me. It was just kind of like So that's when I decided. Well, actually, I lost insurance this is when I was in Tampa. So I lost insurance, and I was like, I can't pay the medicine at this point was like $500 a month, $400 a month. I was like, I can't afford that anymore. Anyway, the point is like I'm considering getting back on antidepressants, and I don't want that to be a hidden thing. I don't want to like hide that from anybody. I don't want to hide that from you. I don't want, because it is kind of a weird transition, a little funky at times. But Leah, I wanted to bring you on today because I know that you're actually a big proponent of medication if needed. And the reason I wanted you to kind of talk through this is because I am I don't know if certain things, if like, my fear is if I get on antidepressants, I'm not going to change the things in my life that I feel like need to change anyway. A lot of it comes from loneliness, right? Like I'm alone almost constantly, you know? And if by doing that, is that just going to prevent me from getting outside of my extroverted box and like going to meet friends because I'm just going to be okay with being lonely?
No, it doesn't change your personality and what you want and what you're longing for. I'm not a medical provider, so I want to preface that. Like, I can't go into like, this is what I think you should take or do, but medicate, like, so there's so many different types of medication, and part of psychiatry is finding the right medication for you. And it sounds like the medication you were on last blunted you emotionally, so you're not really feeling low, but you really can't feel joy, and then you're in this place of kind of coasting numb autopilot, which isn't great because you know, part of life is being able to experience emotion, like all kinds of emotions. But there are so part of psychiatry is finding the right medication for you. So I always talk to clients about this, and if a medication after a few weeks there's adverse side effects, or you feel like you're numb, or you're feeling like it's blunting your ability to feel, then talk to the doctor and try a different modality, because there's different options. And it's really, what sucks is it really depends on the person. Like, every medication impacts everyone differently.
Right.
And so for some people, and again, I'm not a medical doctor, but I do know people too that are on like a certain medication for like a long period of time, and then it kind of loses its effects for whatever reason, whether you kind of have a higher tolerance for, or whatever it is. And it's not like it doesn't change your opinion, but I guess what I'm saying is it really depends on the person, and sometimes you have to try different medications to find one that helps you, and it doesn't change your personality. This is not an upper. This is not, it's not like an opiate. And there are actually quite a few that are not addictive. So if you stop taking it, you don't have extreme withdrawal. So it's like, it's just like any other condition, right? If you had diabetes, we wouldn't be like, don't take insulin. You know what I mean?
Well, why do you think there's such a stigma behind when it comes to medication and mental health? Because I feel like there is. I mean, I feel like, and I'm an advocate for it. I am the person over here that's being like, absolutely, I do believe it's a way to handle depression and anxiety, but I don't want to. Like,
I think
seems like hypocritical.
I think we especially in the United States and America, we have, and I mean, this actually, I know in like Europe, they also, there's even more stigma around mental health. So I think it's a Western culture thing. And I mean, all cultures, but I do know we're very much like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, like work harder, try harder, be stronger. You can do it. And, you got this. You don't need help. You don't need support. You don't need additional assistance. And so it makes people shy away from getting support, whether it's through talk therapy, which is less stigmatized, right?
Sure.
And also medication. The thing is it's shown, like research shows that there's literally a chemical imbalance for some folks that medication can help.
Yeah.
Right.
So whether it's serotonin, you're not getting enough of it, it helps to give you more access to serotonin, or kind of recalibrate you and the chemicals you need, so you're not feeling so low. So there's a chemical component to it, and they know this too from like family studies and knowing there's family history of mental health. That also can play a part. Trauma can impact your brain and the chemicals that are there. There's so many parts that go into it, and I think it's just this culture of you want to be perceived as strong and capable and not use any additional support, because that, I think, is assumed to mean you're weak or can't do it on your own, versus that this is a medication just like insulin for diabetes, where
right. Well,
if you need support with that.
Let me ask you this then. I mean, could you not argue that, like, I just need to? Are you crying right now?
Oh no, I just have.
I was like, oh my gosh.
No, I have a cold.
I'm the one with depression.
But it would be okay if I was crying.
No, totally fine. I wasn't sure if that was a sniffle. Part of me just says I need to just change the things in my life that are making me depressed, and then I won't be depressed anymore. And then couldn't you just argue that fact too, of like, I think I know, and again, it comes from, a lot of it's some trauma stuff, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it's some situational stuff too, that I could make some changes to actually make those parts feel better.
I agree. So I think so they say the best combination, if you're going to take medication, you need to do therapy as well. But so if a symptom of depression is low motivation, low energy, feelings of helplessness, if you can take medication to level that out, so it's not super present, and it's not, and it makes your depression less debilitating, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have the ability to make the moves you need to make. And I've seen this with a lot of my clients, and this works for me too. Like I struggle with anxiety, and medication helps to level it out. And it's funny, Kramer, because I don't know if you share this, which is totally fine. Like I have my psychiatry appointment soon, so it's just like very ironic that we're talking about this. But I still have anxiety and intrusive thoughts and worrying, but the medication helps it so it's not as debilitating, and I can work through my thoughts and challenge the intrusive thoughts. It doesn't get rid of them, but it helps make it more manageable. So same thing with depression. If you have medication, and again, not everyone needs to take medication, but if it can help level you out and provide that cushion and that support so you can work on the things that are attributing to your depression, why not? Mm-hmm. And that could even mean it's a short-term thing because it gives you that boost.
What are the things
to make the changes you need to make?
What are the things that you feel like you need to change?
Yeah, that's a good question.
again, a lot of it's like trauma, things have happened over the last couple of years, right? Which is right now.
That's what you should do. Trauma therapy, by the way.
Right.
That's like a specific type of therapy, which I'm all about BetterHelp, but I think sometimes you need to invest in a specialized treatment.
But
Just
then,
side note.
I think a lot of it is I'm just not happy where I am in life right now, and that comes with like I don't feel settled here yet. I don't feel I'm getting frustrated with work because I'm not happy with where the show's at right now. I'm getting, I see no end to my romantic situation. I mean, I'll be 40 in a year. I'm fucking 40 out here, like, and I know, and you can, Leah, I know what you're gonna say. You can find
what are you
love.
gonna say?
You can find love at any age, and don't put a timer on it. Like,
I wasn't even gonna say that.
You were gonna say something like that.
No, I wasn't. I'm letting you finish. Keep going.
I mean,
Keep going.
But that's definitely a proponent of it, right? It's depressing. Like, as much as yes.
But don't you think that's part of the trauma too? Like all of this. So I think medication can help and give you a buffer, but ultimately I think you need to work on the blocking beliefs and these negative core beliefs that are negatively impacting.
Well, I think that no matter what, I can't really even explore my romantic life for the next 5 months, just because we're not sure what's going to happen.
But you still
life
need to
here.
work through it because either way, you don't even really know what you want.
Yeah.
So say you were settled. I still think relationships would be challenging because of all the stuff you've been through. So I think it's worth, and I think it helps probably in friendships too, right? Like for example, like you thinking I'm ignoring you. Like that, this is an example,
Leah's,
right?
By
like
the
it's
way,
in a friendship.
If you ever become friends with Leah, don't text her and expect a response within 12 to 24 hours. It's like a full business day.
Well,
don't make her your emergency contact.
On the brink of a nervous breakdown for a few months with all the things going on, and I wouldn't respond right away. Of course, if it was an emergency, I would. But anyways,
I'm gonna just start saying, "Hey, this is an emergency," and then I'll hear back from you. No, all jokes aside.
Seriously, that's like what Michael Scott does in The Office. He's like 911.
That's what I'm gonna do. 911.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? Like, I think.
So then, but that's the thing. So like, if I can work through those things, I kind of feel like medication's completely unnecessary. I don't think I'm on the verge of killing myself. I'm just at a point where it's feeling debilitating. It's like my depression is getting to a point where it's debilitating.
And that's what Leah said.
So
the thoughts don't go away. They just the medication assists her in dealing through them because it was doing that to her.
How do you feel about medication? You've been through a lot of shit too. Have you ever considered it?
I have not considered it, and that's just because I've really never thought about it. And I think sometimes maybe that might be some things that I could look deeper into myself about, because I think just because of how I've lived my life, I just assume that like this is what it is and this is what I have to deal with, and like that's normal. Where when I do think about some things and how they affect me and how long they do and my reaction to some stuff, yeah, I don't think it's normal sometimes, but I don't, then that's just because I haven't given myself the time to really consider it. But I don't have anything negative to think. I don't think negatively about medication ever, whether if you like do things holistically or if you want to do medication, because I feel like it's situational, and like I've had family members that have had to take medication and it's changed their life and they're still on it, and they would never go back, and it's given them the ability to live their life. And then I have family members that need it and they've refused to take it, and they are not who they were, and they're not, and we've lost them. They're here but they're not. So that's why it's like with stuff like this, if this is something that you can try and it's a trial and error type situation, then you should, because there's things that you have to work through and that you want to and you're willing, but it's not an overnight thing. So if this is something that can assist in that process while we are in such unstable situation and don't have the answers, why put yourself off 5 more months, or why keep putting it off? Because obviously this is something that you need to work on now.
Right.
And I mean, if you can take it from like a 9 or 10 to like a 6 or 7, right? Like if your depression's like extremely severe and debilitating, and you can reduce it even just like a couple of notches so that you can get a grip on things and be proactive and work through things with therapy, that in and of itself is helpful, right? So we're not saying this is like the magic pill. I mean, if there was a magic pill, I mean, nobody would be in therapy ever.
Yeah,
and
if you find that
right.
out, let me know.
Yeah, this isn't like a fix-all thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It just it helps.
It helps.
And I don't know if this is where, and I'm happy to share just because I have been open about my medication, but a month and a half ago, I went down on medication for various reasons. I was just like seeing because I did other modalities. I did like acupuncture and all this stuff, and the stressors were like I was switching to my private practice, which is scary, but also less stress in a lot of ways. So I was like, okay, let's see if like I can reduce it, not go off, but reduce it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a mess, and I was a mess, and my anxiety was so heightened, and it was not good. And I really had a hard time managing the intrusive thoughts. And I know, so I have OCD and general anxiety, right? So like my thoughts are so intrusive for OCD, they're obsessive. It's not like a matter of challenging them. It's just they are so pervasive and they just continue to eat at me.
Yeah.
And so I recognize I need the medication to manage it so I can cope with it on my own.
Yeah.
It's and for me it was like I was doing all these holistic things and I'm like, hey, no, this is something I need.
Right.
And I mean, it wasn't, I think really it just was like thinking, can I do it natural ways? Are there ways with just eliminating the stressors? Maybe I don't need as much. And then I just realized for me that there's a chemical imbalance for sure.
Right.
And this was evident, and it doesn't change our personality. I feel like I can be more myself actually on the medication because I am not distracted by all these thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Right.
consumed by them. I can be present. I can pursue the things I want to pursue because I was debilitated.
Well, I knew that I knew that you would be pro, and that's why I wanted to bring you on today when we kind of were talking through it. But
I think it's one of those things, though, like Jess said, there's no right or wrong way. But if you are really struggling, why not?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. I guess I don't like tell people to take medication. That's not what I do in therapy, but we talk about the pros and cons. And if you are really struggling and the anxiety or depression or the change in mood is so debilitating, why not if that can give you a better quality of life?
there she is. She's a real life therapist now. She got a big girl job.
There she is.
Did you change your website or no?
No, so that wasn't. I actually am talking to my tech guy today because he was kind of like, well, then it's like, then it's your brand. And I don't know. I'm just.
I was going to try to plug Leah, but no one knows how to spell her name, so just.
Oh my gosh.
How about just plug your Instagram? That's a lot easier.
You can follow me on Instagram at You're a Modern Therapist, and I link everything. My website, my blogs to psychology, my blogs that are on Psychology Today, and
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, check
Thank
it out.
you, Leah.
Yeah, thanks, Leah.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Bye.
See you, bye.
Bye.
Shit, I might have to get on the medication she's on. I was like, fuck, wait. I'm like, wait, that's not.
She sounds happy as hell.
No, I'm like, wait, am I not supposed to feel that way? Fuck.
Just gonna run to CVS right after
I
this.
was like, shit.
Pull the place up. I don't know, man. My plan is I'm gonna we're off for a couple of weeks. I think I need a reset.
Totally.
Maybe when I get back, things will feel a little easier and have a little more clarity. I think, too, honest to God, I need it to be fucking warm outside.
Yeah.
Makes it a million times worse. Swear to God.
Yes.
All right. That's it for Uncensored today. Thanks for checking it out. YouTube show, you're the best. Veronica, Adventure Jojo hopped on here at the end too. And everybody else from earlier, thank you so much for checking out the show. Jess has got a podcast. She just released a new episode this week.
Yes, my podcast, Low Key, the latest episode features Garage Boys.
Is that a collabo?
Collab.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on my social at Just Do It, JESSDUITT, and I link everything in my bio there.
My podcast is Certified Mama's Boy, and it is on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcast. I don't know why I felt the urge to say that. Also, you can go to my social media, which is That Guy Kramer. Thanks a lot, man. We love you guys. Appreciate you so much for being here. Until,
after vacay.
3 weeks.
Oh my gosh, so many vacay stories on the way.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.